guys, once again I'm back with a bonus episode. My name is Oreneile. I'm a young girl from Botswana, turning 30 this year, and this is my series, a docu-series on chasing wealth with Oreneile. On this episode, I'm just gonna tell you about Botswana, basically everything Botswana: cost of living, standard quality of life, things to do in Botswana, stuff like that, things we do in Botswana. On this series, you get to see me also try and walk from Monarch, where I stay in Francistown, to the town area, and also from the town area to Selepa, where a friend stays. So I'm just going to show you how citizens live, basically. Botswana is a country in the south of Africa, in southern Africa. Capital city is Gaborone. With a GDP per capita of $6,979. Notable economic drives can be one, first of all, mining, tourism, and I'm just gonna put it out there, SME development, because development is still down. But SMEs and startups are really doing the most with their innovations. What else? Farming can also be a notable economic drive in Botswana. Everyone across Botswana comes to Botswana, sees the beauty of our country. They leave documentaries, vlogs for us to see on the internet, and Botswana don't really get to tell their story. So I just wanted to change that narrative. So I'm going to start with the wages. Day-to-day wages for each and every Botswana. Our minimum wage is 1,000 pula. That is the minimum wage in Botswana, which is about $100. It's followed by 2.2 in pula, which is an intern's salary or allowance, which is about $220. A cashier in a supermarket may get 1.5, which is 1,500 to 2,900 pula. A security guard, which is what many ministries, local governments, offices have, ranges from 2,700 to 3,200 pula, which maybe it's about $270. Yeah, something like that. Middle-income families earn about 6,000 to 15,000 pula. 6,000 pula, which is about $600, to 15,000 pula, which is about $1,500. I'll be moving on to housing and accommodation. In Botswana, you can get a one room, meaning a room with four corners and a window, from 600 to 800 pula, which is $60 to $80. These types of rooms will have an outside pit latrine or public toilet. Either it's a pit latrine or it's a flushable toilet. Then you can get a two-roomed house. Same setup, but there are now two rooms, from 800 to 1.2. 1.2 is 1,200 or $120. For the same, we are moving on up 2.5. Can also now be a two-bedroom house. That is, the toilet, bathroom is enclosed now inside the house. Those range from 1.5 upwards. That is, can be a one-bedroom apartment that has a toilet inside and bathroom basically, or kitchen, or small kitchen, which is what we call a 7 squatter. They start ranging from 1.5 to 2.5, inclusive of two-bedroom houses. From 2.5, you can get yourself a 3-bedroom house, but they normally start at 3.5 or 3,000. You'll be very lucky to get one at 2.5. Now there, it will depend on the location. across Botswana. Basically, this is more of Gaborone, then across Botswana it gets lower, with depending on which city you're in. You can get a 2-bedroom house in Mahalape cheaper than you can get it in Gaborone. So these are prices for the capital city, Gaborone. So a 3-bedroom house can start from 3,000 pula, 3.5, 4.5, going up. Depends on what you want, the location, and everything else. So typically, guards, those with any minimum wage, interns, and others will afford houses ranging 1 bedroom to 2.5 and 2-bedroom houses. And our middle income families will settle for 2-bedroom houses while they build one. And some will splurge on 3-bedroom houses because they want to live a good life. I'm moving on to transportation in Botswana. Transportation in Botswana, a taxi in Botswana is 8 pula, while a combi is 6 pula. In the sense of the dollars. A cab is 40 pula, that is $4. And monthly transportation to your workplace, if you are commuting once, maybe 300 pula, and if you're commuting twice, maybe 600 pula. That is $30 to $60 a month. If you're going from Gaborone to Francistown, capital city to capital city, is 130 pula, which is about $13. If you're going from Maun to from Francistown to Maun, it's 250 pula, which is about $25. So you can see how much from A1 to A2 or A3 is. I'm moving on to the education. In Botswana, we have free public education. That's what we say. But it's not actually free. Parents have to pay 100 pula per year, or plus or minus, depending on which school you are a parent to. And the school also does fundraising. E.g., every Friday there's sick day, and or 5 pulas for what? There's anything that can be done in the school to raise funds by parents. And then we move on to the health sector. Our public health sector, you can be admitted in Yangabwe for 2 pula a room. And then you can have a small operational surgery and then pay 5 pula. These you cannot be turned away in our public health system. Then we move on to food and toiletry. So basically, when you're buying food at home, if you're gonna start at nothing, buying the basics, your palichi, mabele, your starch, and then your meats, and then your fruits and vegetables, it may cost you 2K. That is 2,000 pula, which is about $200. Yes. Toiletry, 500 pula. If you're not buying too much, you just buy the essentials, your lotion, your deodorant, nothing hectic. So basically in Botswana, we survive with motselo. Every year, Botswana come together, maybe a group of 5 people. They buy.
Welcome to my YouTube.
They contribute money. Maybe let's say 100 pula each per month. They get 500 pula. They borrow people money at an interest, and then they keep putting all that money together.
Whether you're coming from Ghana, whether you're coming from Celeb, Donga, wherever. So right now I'm pretending to be walking to work. I mean, it's evening, but we'll be walking to town. Just to show you what a short distance it is from Mana to town. And then I'll also show you how far it is from town to Celeb. And then I'll just talk about the city of Francistown and just show you around. I'm walking all the way to the bridge. I'm just going straight. I'll show you all the way.
And then at the end of the year, they just go and buy groceries for the whole of our families, and then they buy everything, such as drinks, everything. And for maybe the first 3 months, you are sorted. You're only just topping up. So you're not using 2,000 every month. You're just using about 500 pula, topping up your toiletries that are finished and keeping up buying in bulk, contributing in mid-sales. That's how Botswana survive. Moving on to things I consider a luxury, but are also a necessity for a good life, a soft life. You know, you cannot just live day by day going to work and coming back home. Some things you have to do for fun. So I'm going to do also a mixture of things that you can do for fun or things that we do for fun that may be affordable and or otherwise. So a hotel or guest house in Botswana would cost from 250 going up. The low quality guest house would be 250 to 350. That is low quality, like you may find the sheet dirty. So that's about $25 to $35. Then from 350 pula to 700 pula, you may find better quality ones. That day they may have washed them, those sheets. So that would be about $35 to $70. And then the top quality would be from 700 pula going upwards per night. That's top quality guest house or hotel. And then a car. If you're coming to Botswana and you feel like, okay, let me buy a car, because I mean it's easier to get around going place to place if you're somebody who's going to be moving around a lot. That's gonna start you off at 20,000 pula, which is about $2,000. Your day-to-day on petrol, you're looking at 600 pula to 1,000 pula a month. That is $60 to $100 a month. This is just the minimum. Also depends on what type of car you'll be driving. If it's a smaller car, you definitely move in the 600s going up. University. If you want to push yourself through school, you're going to pay about 15,000 minimum for 5 to 6 credits. If you're going to be a full-time student. Most students in Botswana are government sponsored, meaning after we apply for a job, we just apply for a scholarship and government sponsors us and gives us a monthly allowance. In terms of private school for children, you are looking at 15,000 per term.
All the way from
Plus or minus, can start from 8,000. Lower percentage that's there can be in your 4,000 to 5,000 to 6,000 depending on which school it is. But from 4,000 to 15,000 per term, that is what you're looking at. These are expensive, yes, compared to our public education because there is a gap. And then health, in terms of medical aid, you're looking at spending from 250 minimum for your medical aid, paying 10% with low cover. $25. An ordinary Botswana usually doesn't pay medical aid and just uses our public health system. If you are buying food for the first time from scratch, you may spend 4,000 pula, which is $400, to 2K, which is $200. Restaurants in Botswana. Let me start with street food. Street food is 15 pula to 45 pula. 15 pula is a hot dog, 25 pula a plate, 30 pula some people's plate, 45 pula some other people's plates. In a restaurant, you will get meals starting from 60 to $150 or 150 pula. That is $8 to about $15. An ordinary Botswana struggles to buy street food every day. Those who earn a monthly salary, work day to day, can afford to buy lunches, planning. Maybe they pick up a lunch or they buy street food. They cannot afford to go to a top restaurant which sells from 80 pula to 150 pula. But they can afford to go out every Friday and enjoy meals and beer with their friends, and or a beer a day midweek. A flight in Botswana costs about a minimum of 600 pula because there's a sale. If there's no sale, you'll probably pay about 1,000 to go to Johannesburg or 800 to go to Kasane from Francistown or Gaborone, which is a minimum of $60. So an average Botswana can enjoy their day-to-day life going to work, but they have to be very creative in how they spend their time.
Right there. Oh. There's a thing there that looks like a rabbit there. See? Huh?
You have to be really creative about what we want to do, things to do in Botswana, as you can see in the pictures. You can go for a picnic, you can go to Mokobani Dam, different places you can go to here and there, but we have lots of opportunities for people who are coming into Botswana. A lot of recreational centers needed, a lot of top restaurants needed. For example, in Francistown, you only have Debonair's, Nando's, Tandoori, nothing else. There is another restaurant by Diggers Inn, but they don't sell that top quality food. Francistown is lacking a restaurant. Francistown is a city that lives Kalangas mostly, and developments. We are renovating Swazimo, which is basically like Rail Park now. So we are only seeing our first escalator in Francistown right now in 2022 March. We have so many opportunities in Botswana. That is why a lot of startups are looking forward to giving their all to Botswana, especially me. I also run an SME called Mamike Babysitters. It's an agency, household facility management, creative enterprise agency. If you want to open a business, an office, renting an office will start from 1.5 depending on the quality and location, going up. Registering a business at SIPA would cost you 400, and getting your tax clearance, paying a company secretary, which is a must, will cost you from 400 pula to about 1,000 pula, which is $40 to $100. Then licensing from 1,000 pula going upwards, tax, etc., etc. Places to visit in Botswana. It's a must that you go to the capital city of Gaborone. It's a must that you see Francistown. It's a must that you see Palapa. It's a very developing country. It's a must that you go to Moremi Game Reserve or Moremi Park there, or whatever you call it. It's a must that you see the Okavango Delta. It's a must that you go to Kasane. It's a must that you go to Maui. Maui has so many places to see and offer. It's a must that you pass by Gweta Kang. It's a must that you pass by Savuti. It's a must that you pass by Chobe National Park, Central Kalahari Game Reserve, and see the world of the House of Diamonds journeying. Pass by Tsodile Hills. It's a definitely must that you pass by Makadakadi Pens and Kawa. It was so nice to talk about my country, and I know a lot of work is to be done. So I feel like our standard of living in Botswana is very high. It's very, very high. Just one day, I'd have to pay good accommodation. That's from 500. I'd have to pay good accommodation from 400 Buddha to 700 Buddha, and then I have to pay for activities, maybe 150 one activity, 150 another, maybe let's say 450 for 3 activities to enjoy. And it's expensive. It's expensive for me to breathe every day. First of all, the transport is expensive. I've went to China before and we pay literally 2 kwai for the bus. 2 kwai. It's exceptional. I can go anywhere, work, come back, fast. It's so affordable. If our transport system can be cheaper, maybe our petrol levy can go down, then at least you don't have to worry about transportation being too high, food being too high, inflation because of COVID-19, toiletries being so expensive because of too many imports, our public education bettering so that most kids are in public school, but they don't get the quality that people in private school get. And private school is expensive. The health sector is better. I can't lie. I prefer going to a public hospital than the private hospital, because I know we have very good doctors in there. If also Botswana can learn to donate, for example, you find that people in the private sector are working in the private sector and they're paying private tuition a lot of money, and at the same time the same people are donating to those private schools, which means private schools will get richer and richer while public schools get poorer and poorer. Children are suffering. There's no sports now in other schools. Parents have to top up more money for fundraising. If we can learn to also fundraise better in public schools and get more donations from parents who are capable of doing so. Botswana is a peaceful country. It's also very safe. I just don't go out looking for trouble. For example, after 10 p.m., why am I going out working alone as a girl? I have to be with a friend if I'm going to a bar, because bars close late, maybe at 12. Or if I'm going to a club, I should go with friends. Either way, safety 101 across the world. But in China, I can safely say I can walk at 2 a.m., even though Botswana cannot do that. But in Botswana, most people are already sleeping at that time. They are fast asleep. It's not like a 24/7 country where businesses are still open and stuff like that. You open shops at 9 a.m. They close, the latest they close is 10 p.m. So yeah, I hope I've covered everything. If there's something else that you need to know, please comment, like, subscribe, share.
Said I know how it feels to be lonely, lonely, lonely. I know how it feels.
Yeah, I get at the schema labor to Baba to Mile. They be thinking that the humile. Hajahane, I'm a trotted to the dollars, the sokolang. Never get by luckily. Kola pain, Hagabale Balatad. All I think about is how's my mom. I'm just hoping that the days increase still longer to see her grown, that I grow up. Yeah, all I ever wanted was to be a dad. Hoping that my child never see me mad. To the mom, best thing that I ever had. If I killed your dreams, that's my bad. Yeah, she ain't never played hard to get. That's why I had to holler back. I ain't really tryna brag, not get right head. I get at the jebe and got $1 mag. Okay, cause girl I naked go long goes. Science teacher na rata hun clown. Every time I think about it, got a guy cowl. Yeah, keep play fella once unannounced. I'm just hoping when I die, I give a go the helle. Nagerabella, does it still benne? They probably think it like satanistic. Yeah, bro, please, William, let's do blessed it.
Turn up the music, silence my thoughts, yeah. Uplift my spirit, make me a force, yeah. No, no, no. Never think I'm bad, I never put myself on no pedestal. Cause I know how it feels to be lonely.